Hey everybody, this is the last part of my beginning Unity tutorial series, for the moment at least. In this video I'm going to show you a few things that I forgot to show you before, and then I'm going to give you some homework so that you can practice this and get good at it. And I'm going to run through the homework once to show you what I mean. One thing I forgot to show you was how to paint the terrain with a different texture. I did show you how to apply a texture to the terrain, but you can actually paint several textures onto a terrain with this tool. So we already added this texture here. I'm going to add one more texture, and to do that I'm going to grab the BC and the normal for the fur fabric. I want no metallic, no smoothness, and that's good. Okay. Now I'm going to get this brush here which has feathered edges. Select this texture. I want the brush size to be smaller. And then I'm going to paint a section in the middle with this other texture. And it just paints on kind of like a spray paint. One approach would be if I had a dirt texture and a grass texture to make the dirt texture kind of be a path or a road to a central area. And this way you could make it so that there's some natural barriers forcing this road to go around this mountain. Also, a side note is what you're seeing with the shading at the edges of this screen. It must be an artifact of me recording this screencast while I'm doing this terrain modification, because that's not something I've ever seen before today. And now that I'm thinking about it, it might have something to do with lighting. So here's an advanced trick that might help. I'm going to go to General or Rendering Lighting Settings in the window menu. And I'm going to take off Auto Generate and just hit Generate Lighting right now. I'm going to close this window, and I have a feeling I wonder if that'll fix it. Let's see. Kind of looks like it did. So my theory then was that it was generating lighting over and over every time I affected the terrain a little bit. So I've shown you how to paint different textures onto the terrain. The other thing I wanted to do was show you how to change the Skybox. The Skybox is this graphic that is out in the distance here. So right now, without loading anything else, you can change it in Window Rendering Lighting Settings. This is the same window we were in just a minute or two ago. And you can select a different Skybox here if you have any. So you can select None. That's what this looks like. But let's go get another Skybox. Go to the Asset Store and just type Free Skybox. Oops. Let's see. That looks cool. A couple free Skyboxes. Alright. Import. Oh, it looks like I've already downloaded this one. It added this folder, which, by the way, you can create your own folders anytime. In the Assets folder, it's no different than creating them, almost no different than creating them in the Finder or the Windows Explorer. And you can organize your assets however you want using those folders. Okay, so now I just downloaded and imported some skyboxes. So now I can go back to Window, Rendering, Lighting Settings, and select a different skybox material. Let's try this forest. There we go. That's kind of cool. It's a little bit unusual to see the end of this terrain and then a large pine tree. I think what that means is I'm just not in love with this skybox. It's not right for our purposes. But that's how you make it work. That's how you add a new skybox. So now I'm going to assign you some homework so you can practice this stuff. These are the steps. Make a scene, add a terrain to it, create a mountain range. That was a little bit excess. You don't need to do that. You will be doing that in the process. Make a sphere with a material, make a prefab out of it. Make a cube with a material, make a prefab out of that. Make a capsule with a material and make a prefab out of that. And then place at least 3 of those, if each of those, into your scene in some pattern. And do this whole process 3 times, at least. Do it 20 times if you want good practice. So I'm going to do it once right now. And I'm not going to talk through it, but you can watch me do it. Okay, so there you have it. I made a scene, I added a terrain, I created a mountain range, I made a sphere with a material, made a prefab out of it, made a cube with a material, made a prefab out of that, made a capsule with a material and made a prefab out of that. I placed at least 3 of them into my scene in some pattern, 3 of each, with different scale and rotations. These I rotated a little bit, these I scaled, and that I scaled, and these I also scaled. And do that whole process 2 more times. So I did it once, so your homework is to do it 2 more times. And if you want to do it more, you'll just learn and gain more value out of it. Hey, thanks for watching this video, and thanks for watching all my videos. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you like videos like this, subscribe to my channel so I can send you more and so you can benefit from more of these. Thanks for watching.